As promised, Elon started his mass firing of Twitter layoffs today, and no surprise that there's been an uproar and a stir all over the country, all over the world. Let's take a look at some of what folks had to say. We're going to start off with Ben Collins, and Ben posted, employees in Twitter just got an email from their bosses saying layoffs are coming. Those who are staying will get a note tomorrow in their work email. Those who are let go will get an email sent to their personal address. Slot machine style layoffs. If this is not an example of cowardice, I don't know what is. But Ben further lets us know some employees I'm hearing from at Twitter are desperate to get laid off and get severance. The work culture there is beyond toxic. Some are afraid to push back against Elon because they don't want to risk getting fired for cause disagreeing with Elon and losing severance. Yeah, I get it. One of the Twitter employees put up this post to let us know what was going on. Said, I was fired from Twitter this morning. I was responsible for reporting tweets for content abuse. Imagine that. Those are the first people that you go after, the people who are responsible for making sure that folks don't abuse the atmosphere, the social square, so to speak. So we're going to get at them first. And then next we have Rashad Robinson, who posted this. Elon Musk fired the entire team that identified the Twitter algorithm amplifies right-wing voices over others. Not the first time we have seen staff, particularly Black employees, punished for flagging how their company's products enable and amplify racism. So as we mentioned earlier this week, certainly hate speech has increased since this man has purchased Twitter. The use of the N-word has increased by 500%. And then transphobia, homophobic comments, yeah, they have all increased as well. They're following the leader there. And some of these folks believe that they can just run wild on Twitter. And obviously they can. They think they can say and do anything. And unfortunately, social media, because people get to be anonymous, it's something about being anonymous that gives people the courage to act crazy and to spread all kinds of foolishness and mayhem. People say things on the social media square that they would never have the courage to say to somebody's face. But you know what? Somebody brought the hammer on Elon today. Yeah, she did bring the hammer. Let's put up what Bloom had to say. She said, I'm now in contact with many Twitter workers who reached out to me about a class action lawsuit overnight. You had the right to 60 days notice under federal and state WARN acts. You didn't get it. Mr. Musk, the storm is coming, baby. Winter is coming. She did that. Mike?
Yeah, he's getting a little bit more than he bargained for. I know that he overpaid for Twitter, but you can't just come in and fire so many employees without cause. I mean, I get that, it's not necessarily new to see somebody buy out a company and clean house, but the way that he's doing it is obviously it's going to conflict with some people. And it's interesting. You referenced how there's been an increase in hate. There's been no policy changes on Twitter. Like they haven't changed what is and isn't permissible. It's just that people feel emboldened. And now we're finally getting a sense of what the right actually wants free speech to be, or their conception of free speech. It's literally just hate speech. He's not changing anything. He's not bringing back accounts yet who were banned. So they just feel emboldened and they feel as if they can hate. But I love that now if you look at his Twitter feed today, he's also, aside from him getting sued, which I'm sure he's not very happy about, he is seeing advertisers flee because, I mean, that's capitalism. That's the free market. What advertiser is going to want to pour money into a platform where use of the N-word increased by 500% just because there was a new takeover? Again, no policy changes. They just feel emboldened now. Who wants to associate their brand with that? I mean, capitalism is all about making money. So if they view Twitter as a toxic brand, they're not going to want to identify with that brand. And so on top of that, you have him throwing temper tantrums effectively because people are reacting negatively to the $8 verification badge, which is just such a bad idea that it what it tells me is that these billionaires, they've never had anyone in their life tell them that their idea is bad. They just surround themselves with yes men and yes women, and they just validate everything. When sometimes you need somebody to call you out on your BS, you need somebody to tell you, no, that's actually a really bad idea, because if not, then you end up looking like Elon Musk. So there's that. And then on top of that, there's the right, who was celebrating Elon Musk, turning on Elon Musk. I actually did a video about this because it's so funny, because he apparently met with civil rights leaders from the ADL, the NAACP. And first of all, that's a non-starter because leftists, right? And on top of that, he responded to another Twitter employee saying that they will continue to police hate and harassment. And that was it. That was like the straw that broke the camel's back for the right. So he got himself into a huge mess. I don't know why anyone would overpay for Twitter. He's finding out that it's not very profitable, and he's making matters worse because of his own making. And it's like a train wreck. I can't look away. And because of all of the drama, I almost like that he bought Twitter, even if I was against it at first, just because it's so entertaining.
Well, we know, Mike, this is nothing but a pure, unadulterated power grab. That we do know. That's why somebody of his ultra wealth and means would do it, because he wants a megaphone to say and to do whatever he wants to do. And that is exactly what he plans to do on Twitter. Well, we're going to stay tuned to this, Mike. We're going to keep up with this, because it is indeed entertaining. We see where that $8 verification goes.